Hey friends, welcome back to Olive Branch Homestead. Thank you for joining me today. I wanted to take you on a little bit of a garden tour while I still have the garden the way it is, show you all the flowers that are blooming right now in early spring, and just kind of give you an update on our life. We are, as this video comes out, closing on our first house. We are buying 0.6 of an acre of land, and so 60% of an acre of land in kind of like the backwoods of coastal South Carolina, and we are going to be in our own home very soon. We've been sharing the house of my parents and the yard of my parents, trying to make a garden while we've been here looking for our own house. It's been very difficult to find the right thing, but we've been patient for a year, doing all the thing, getting the ducks in the rows, and God finally has led us to the property and the home that we will be residing on. So it's really exciting. It's happening as this video airs, and I cannot wait next week to show you the house and what all that will look like, and kind of talk to you about some of our kind of foresight for the property and what we want to do with it over the next year or so, to get ready for having big garden and so forth with homesteading, and really diving into that finally. So I just wanted to give you an update of the garden as it is, kind of just like a little kind of like time capsule for me as well, of this stage of life coming to a close, wrapping it up with a bow, sharing it with you guys. And yeah, I just couldn't be more grateful to God. He has really led us in such a perfect way to find the home that we have been searching for, and the place that we have been looking to land on and lay our roots down. And one thing that was very important to me was just feeling like we know this is God's will for our life, and we know this is the house He wants us to be in, and we have that. And I just can't even explain to you how good it feels to know you're in the will of God, and that everything is just being worked out, and you can see all the details that He's been working on coming to pass, that you've been just hoping and praying and trusting Him about for so long. And it's just a wonderful experience to walk through. So I can't wait to share that part of it with you, but for now, let's walk through the garden and I'll talk a little about what's going on. So one thing that was important to me is to get some flowers for kind of some perennial flowers for the property at large. Right now these will just be in pots, these peonies, but they're opening and they're so happy. I got them recently. I've never grown a peony before, but I'm very excited. They are just so gorgeous and they smell so precious. So I'm super excited. I really want a perennial flower area on the property. So this is going to be a wonderful first addition. This is, I believe, a Lady Anne peony. And then over here, my strawberry patch is doing really well. They're all really healthy and they're getting heavy laden with fruits, but I have a little critter that keeps coming and trying to eat my strawberries as they ripen for some reason. Here I have transplanted my olive tree, and it's not doubled in size, but it is definitely a lot bigger. We do plan to have a little olive grove on the property. It's something I've dreamed of for a long time, to make my own olive oil, and this is a variety, what is it, Arbequina, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's a variety that fruits in about 3 to 5 years after it's born. And so this is probably a 2 or 3 year, it's probably a 3-year-old plant at this point, maybe 2 years old. I don't know how old it was when I got it, but it was not a baby, it was a young sapling. So hopefully we'll get fruit at some point soon. Very excited. This was a Mother's Day gift last year from my husband. I hope to get another one this year. My rosemary, if you've been following along, has come back fully healthy and happy, from the, oh, this is starting to break down in the soil. I guess I can leave that. From last year, from its attack with spider mites. So that is really awesome. I've thinned out my carrots now in my green stalk, so they're starting to really make a lot of headway we were starting to get little carrots, so now we're going to start getting bigger carrots, and as they grow I will thin them further. So you can see this, the stalk is starting to get kind of bigger on them. So very excited for that. Hopefully when we move, I'll be able to harvest a few. And I've got my lavender plant. I'm going to trim these and dry them. Now that I've got a lot more like little buds coming in, as you can see, there's just so many everywhere. Very excited for that. The first time I ever tried to grow lavender completely died. So I would say this is a success. And my chocolate mint still going strong. Top tier of my green stock there is mint, and it's very happy. And I've got a little marigold down here that I transplanted because I needed another pot to pot something else up, and that's doing well. And I've got a strawberry on this side and right here, and neither one of those are doing well, so I might transplant them when we move into the strawberry patch. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them. And then I've harvested all of my spinach, and it's kind of slowly growing back. I think I need to fertilize them, but I hope to get a second harvest. Got another marigold right there. And then over here I've got chamomile, which is doing really good for the most part. There's a little bit of like weirdness on it. It hasn't bolted up to make its flowers yet. I'm so anxious to get my chamomile flowers. It's definitely much bigger now than when I got it, so that's good. And then I have another nasturtium that came up. Super happy. I've got thyme right here. It took me forever to find somewhere that had thyme. Finally found it, so that's exciting. Hopefully it'll stay well. This came back from last year. It's a bee balm. And then I've got these pansies, which are edible flowers. These are doing really well as well. Once the cold weather came in, they really kicked off. They were, even the coldest snap we got, they lived right through that. They were happy as like little clams. And my zinnias are about to flower. Oh, ditto. And I'm so excited about that. And you can see here my nasturtium is going insane. This is after a couple days of these flowers all being bloomed, so they're starting to like kind of die back a little, and more are coming out, and they're just, I mean, they're just heavy laden with blooms, more than they are with leaves. It's crazy. And I've actually harvested quite a few leaves off of here. I've made pesto with them. I've made sandwiches with this in place of lettuce, and it was really delicious. So I'm very excited to see what more I can do with nasturtium. The whole plant is edible. I'm thinking of baking some focaccia and adding these flowers. I think that'll be really pretty. And then my passion vine that little weed there, that we saved earlier this year is coming back full force. It's so big now. Look at that little guy. And then here, if I come around, I've got this guy, which is a borage plant, which I hear the pollinators love them. And then I've got oregano, which is very happy. And my sage, I started this from seed, so I'll see how big it gets this year. And I've got my dill, which I love dill so much. It is just, I think, my favorite scent, or one of my favorite scents. And then I'm really proud of these. These both, this guy and this guy, are hibiscus. I'm so excited. They are super weird. They were kind of hard to grow. I think I lost a few, but so far they're doing all right. So I'll take that as a win. I wish they were bigger, but they are not. They are the Roselle variety, which means they are the kind of flower you make hibiscus tea out of, so that's really exciting. These are bachelor button flowers. There's a couple in there. I have to separate them and transplant them soon. And then my big passion vine, I can't wait to put these out on my property. We have spots that we're going to be putting them in larger planters and letting them grow up the trellis. That's on our house, so I'm super excited about that. This is a flower. I have no idea what kind it is. It's covered in dirt from the big rainstorm that we had gotten 2 days ago. But it is a random flower from a child's mix of flower seedlings, so we'll see what that is. My sunflowers that I transplanted like a couple weeks ago are just like twice the size now. They're massive, so that's super exciting. This mint, something happened. I don't know what it was, but it got a little bit sick and it seems to be coming back now. It's got new growth on it again. It was super lush and big. I don't know if you follow along, you'll remember that. And it could have been a multitude of things that affected it. I was trying to see what it was. If you know what it is, let me know when you see that. Kind of yellowing on the leaves from the bottom up, but it seems to be dying back, so that's good. And then over here, this is the inside of a dahlia. I just think this is so pretty. This is sans petals. This is just what's left. It reminds me of a straw flower, so I want to, as they die back, the flowers, I want to keep these and see if I can make a little arrangement or like wreath, like add them to something as they dry. I just think they're so pretty. We'll see how they do. I'm going to put that inside to dry. And then this is a daffodil, I believe. And then we've got all our little seedlings still going. This is a poppy. This is my chamomile. I'm so proud of it. Got a couple basil varieties. These are 2 volunteer watermelon that I saved from the front yard, and they are kind of going through some transplant shock. This one looks like it might not make it. That one looks like it might, so we'll see about that. Ground cherries over there, more basils. I had some really poor luck with basil this year. And then these are all ground cherries that I saved from volunteers. They were all like right there, and they were all kind of gonna have to go somewhere and not there, and they were all clustered, so they weren't really gonna do anything good. And I transplanted them all. Some died the next day, some died in a rainstorm that kind of waterlogged them, and now some of them are doing all right. So we'll see how that goes. I've got my garlic. I had to move them from where I originally had them, drying out because of the rainstorms. So what I can do is I can roll this down to cover them if it rains again, and they're just drying on this rack now, which is less than ideal. They're kind of a little close together, but it's what I've got, so it's what we're gonna do. And then I've got these guys. So I've got a nasturtium, I've got another nasturtium. This looks like a marigold, and I have no idea what these other 2 are. That was another child's mix. This was a volunteer passion vine that I found on the ground right there. Its taproot was so deep, I only got part of it, so I put some rooting hormone on the taproot and put it in this little pot. It seems to be doing all right. So it's showing really no signs of transplant shock, but I would say the passion vines are really hardy. So I think hopefully we'll get something. And these are all my peppers. I have to feed them. This one got knocked over, so it's kind of a little limp right now. But these are all shishitos. Then we've got purple basils right here. And then these 2 and these 3 are jalapenos, and those 3 are cayenne. So I have to feed them. They're kind of a little puny still, but hopefully by next week I'll be able to transplant them out, maybe even a little later than that. And then these are 4 loofahs that I was able to completely transplant successfully so far. So they're all doing really happy. I'm excited about that. And then some of these are gonna go in the front of that bed, and the rest will be either given away or come with me. And then the loofahs will be coming with me or given away, because we already have one growing here. And then my cilantro has gone to seed. You can see my dad playing with my daughter over there.
1, 2.
Woo! And this is bolting to seed, and let me see if I can find them right here.
Good job.
You'll see these are these little balls. It's hard to really tell, but these are coriander seeds. So cilantro when it's just a big bushy leafy plant, and then the seeds are coriander. So I'll be able to harvest and dry those for the coriander spice. Very exciting. I've got a little ladybird. Look at you. Hello. A little ladybird. Look at that. How cute. Great sign. Oh, are those aphids? Are you eating aphids right now? I think I think she might be eating aphids. Very cool. Yeah, that's awesome. I got a hollyhock there. My dahlia. Look at that. Look at those. So gorgeous. And my gardenia is super happy. This is a volunteer ground cherry. Volunteer silverleaf sunflower. Got roses right there. Mint. I've got, I think there's a marigold right there. And then, I don't know what those are. My dad planted those. And then snapdragons. And I got some of my garlic left. A zinnia right there with another plant that I don't know the variety of flower that is that I planted right there. And then my snapdragon. Got a hollyhock right there. Volunteer tomato from last year. The Rio is coming back. Volunteer pansy. And then another volunteer silverleaf sunflower. Roses. We got right there are daisies. Zinnia, volunteer tomato. My happy little cosmos. Look at you, babies. You are just so beautiful. And then these are red cosmos, so they're gonna sprout soon or open up. Got some more snapdragons and a gardenia, zinnia. Don't know what that is. I can't remember what either of those are. And we got zinnias there. I believe that's a marigold. Might be a red cosmo. More daisies, a Rio. So this is a really happy bed. Silverleaf sunflower. There's another silverleaf sunflower that volunteered, and it looks like it's gone through some transplant shock, but these two upper leaves give me some hope that it'll be all right. And the fact that it's not completely like fallen over. And my tomatoes here are all like tripled in size since I planted them like a week and a half ago. It's crazy. And they all have little, it's hard to see on here, little flowers right there where my middle finger is. Those are flowers. And then I bought this because I was having such poor luck. I didn't get any sweet basil to germinate. So we'll see how that does. I transplanted that a little bit ago. And then got flower right there. And then I'll come around. This is a marigold. And so are these. Basils and marigolds are great companion plants for tomatoes. And then look at those. Look at those big, beautiful. I'm gonna be so sad to leave this bed. These tomatoes are by far the best tomatoes I've ever grown. Just look at them. They're so happy. Look at my little girl. She's so cute. And then this is a sunflower, and so is the back one there, and one over there. Got some heads forming. So tiny, but we've already got heads forming. Oh, that's a volunteer pansy right there. That came up very quickly. These three are ground cherries. They've already doubled in size since I planted them. Very happy about that. Oh, I spy right there a little flower. That's exciting. Got some ground cherry flowers already. And then this is the one loofah that we're keeping here. Beautiful little leaf. So I'm very excited about that. So out front, these are coreopsis and a crepe myrtle, more coreopsis. And then I started these guys, which have tons of little blooms coming up. More coreopsis. And then this guy, which I cannot remember the name. This is a Cosmo, that's a red Cosmo, and another little kind of ground cover type plant. Zinnia right next to it. Marigold. Got some ivy. More marigolds. This is my mom's peach tree, which is so beautiful. Look at that peach. The birds got some, but that peach is left. So that's really exciting. It keeps growing. It's all big and it looks beautiful and healthy. And there's a few more peaches on there as well. And then more zinnia, more marigolds. I had grown a bunch of marigolds. And then that, I believe, is is a plant my dad planted last year, so it's a perennial. And then marigold there, there. This one was dying when I planted it, and it's coming back. And then this little guy. And these are all perennials that you're seeing flowering. They were here. More marigold. And they're just kind of coming up. Oh, let's pull you out. Wow, that is a long taproot. Holy moly. That's very satisfying. And then this guy just started flowering. Oh, there's another ladybird. Look at that. Hello, little dude. Look at you. So cute. Thank you for eating things. And then this guy just started flowering. And I think the ladybird got flung somewhere. Whoops. Another marigold. And these little blue carpet is what I call it. Oh, here's just random volunteers of a weed. I don't even know what kind of weed it is, but that is so pretty. Look at that. And then this is a butterfly bush. So hopefully we'll get some flowers from that this year. It's very small. Growing up, it's so nice seeing a butterfly bush. Growing up, my dad had 2 gigantic butterfly bushes in the front yard, and they were covered, heavy laden with butterflies, all through the summer. And I just feel very nostalgic when I see a butterfly bush. Oh, there we go. Here is a flower. That's exciting. And then this is my mom's rose patch. It's got some kind of sickness going on, so I've got to figure that out. But the roses, some of them are doing really well. And then this is the purple carpet. Look at that. So I'm sitting right here. This is narrow leaf plantain here and here. So I'm gonna harvest. Oh, the cat's back there, over there. Hi, Lillian. I'm gonna harvest some of this. I'm gonna harvest some of my lavender so I can hang them to dry. Hi, baby. Hi. You coming to see Mama? My girl. This is Lillian Yang, my sweet baby. Had her for like, what, 5-6 years now. Sweet, beautiful baby. Look at you. Yeah, eating that grass. And so I'm gonna harvest some of this to dry. And then I'm going to show you some fun things we did this week, and I just want to thank you for hanging out with me today. Oh, she got one.
Clover, look, that would have been a real carrot.
That is a real carrot.
Well, here, you want to eat it?
Eat it. Eat it, baby. Well, you should probably wipe the dirt off of it. There you go.
Real
Go ahead,
food's
eat it.
meant to be dirty, right? Right?
Are you a rabbit eating that carrot?
What about this?
Look at that little carrot. Oh, it just fell.
This was sitting over here.
That's very exciting. That was going to be a carrot.
This? No, okay.
Tastes like a carrot. So I really wanted to harvest some of these because I want to be able to make like bath salts, like Epsom salts with lavender, and I don't use really any essential oils ever. So I wanted to dry some lavender so that I could use that in there and make some homemade lavender Epsom salts for baths. And then the plantain, oh man, whoa, that's crazy. I didn't even see that. Look at that. That's a cluster of eggs. Wow. I'm gonna have to look up what kind of eggs those are. I don't know if I should keep them or not. But I wanted to have the plantain leaves because I want to be able to make salves out of them. So I do prefer to use generally dried foliage if I can, dried flowers if I can, to make the oils, because I don't want the oils to be moldy or anything like that, and water content in the fresh foliage can kind of affect that. So I do tend to dry my things before I do infuse them into any olive oil. So yeah, I'm gonna hang these up, and yeah. Okay, on further investigation, these may or may not be ladybug eggs. They might not be, but it's kind of hard to tell. So I am gonna do the safe thing, and I'm gonna put it over there in the patch of woods because I don't want them to not be ladybugs if they are, but I also don't know if I should get rid of them if there's something I don't want in the garden. So I'm gonna just take them away from the garden. And if they are ladybugs, they'll probably find the garden. Yeah, so we're gonna do that. That's crazy. There's so many of them too. All right. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I really enjoyed walking through the garden with you and sharing a little glimpse of our week before moving. Things are a little crazy around here. It just feels busy all day, every day right now. And I know it will be for a little bit, probably this Saturday, following this coming Saturday, because it's the biggest move day this Saturday, but following that, it's probably gonna be a very lazy day with my husband home and just chilling and making good food and enjoying our new house. So yeah, I'm super excited to share this journey with you guys of getting our first real homestead. So stay tuned for all that. Yes, honey? Oh, I see. I think that's pet bears. But yeah, I hope that God blesses you in your life. He certainly blesses those who love him very much. And I hope that he shares his love in your heart and that you can share it with others, because us having this opportunity would not have been a welcomed chance without the love of others in our lives. So special shout out to Mom and Dad for putting up with us for a year. It really means a lot to have those who love you share that love and bless you in the ways that they can. So bless others in your lives, because it does make a difference. And yeah, thank you again for sharing this time with me. God bless you and yours.